Good evening and welcome to this full moon meditation session. We shall begin in a couple of minutes. So kindly settle down, sit down cross-legged into a very quiet place where you won't be disturbed, and we shall get started as soon as possible. Good evening and welcome. My name is Dr. Kapil Kapadia. I will be walking you through and conditioning you through a meditation session for the next 45 to 50 minutes. That's where we are going to enhance and reap the benefits of the power of the full moon. Any kind of new moon and full moon meditation is always effective for the body and especially for the mind, which I will be talking about in a couple of minutes. However, today's full moon has a larger significance because it's the Sharadiya Purnima or the Kojagiri Purnima or the harvest moon, which is the brightest moon of the year. So we're going to make sure that we make the most of this session and seek in the positive effects of the moon. So without any further delay, let's slowly and steadily begin through the session. So to start with, sit down comfortably, cross-legged. Make sure you have seated yourself absolutely in a comfortable manner. No physical discomfort anywhere. Also make sure that you are in a position or a place where you will not be disturbed or there will not be any kind of an interference, hindrance to this entire next 50 to 55 minutes. Today's full moon also has its conjunction in line with Mars or Mangal. If you look at the sky right now, you will see the full moon, and a few distance, just a little distance away from the moon, you will also be able to see a red star shining bright, which is Mars. Imagine, in spite of the full moon being at its brightest today, you are still able to see the extremely bright shining star, that's the Mars. Now the moon has a very strong effect on water. As you all know and as we've all studied, the moon is responsible for the waves and the tides in the ocean currents and the seasons also. And since we as humans are 70% water, the moon has a very strong influence over us. There are certain people who get more influenced by the moon's power. That's where the term lunatic or lunacy has come from, the word lunar, moon. There are cases where people tend to have an upheaval of extra emotions. Those emotions could be good, bad. Some may feel like crying. Some may feel like just keeping quiet. Some may feel physical discomfort like a headache or a stuffy nose. Some may just become very erratic in their behavior. Some may feel very ecstatic. And that's the reason the phases of the moon definitely have a very strong influence on our lives. The Sharadiya Purnima or the Kojagiri Purnima, which is today the brightest of the year, because simply it's the brightest moon, obviously it's going to have a very strong influence on us. This full moon brings in a lot of changes with positivity. Whatever that you have enhanced, whatever that you have decided to seek out, I would recommend you to positively reinforce those thoughts in today's session, and in the coming few weeks you will definitely see them being brought to light. With that, let's start with the session. This meditation session is going to be the Baitha meditation, where we are going to be seated and walking us towards a deep sense of relaxation. I also conduct meditation sessions in the lying or the prostrate format, but the full moon session is usually in a seated form. So let's begin the session. We always start the session with Omkar chanting, then invoking Lord Mahadeva, the Adi Yogi, without which yoga would have been incomplete. Then we walk you through a few instructions, and then I will start conditioning you through 3 phases of the meditation. So once again, let me run you quickly with a few tips. Remember to sit down absolutely comfortably into a cross-legged position with no kind of disturbance. And let us begin. Sitting comfortably into a cross-legged position, keep your back straight. Roll the shoulders behind, relax your neck, throat. Bring your forearms close to the body and take your hands into the Chin Mudra. Now you may ask me what the Chin Mudra is. Well, it is just joining the tips of the thumb and the forefinger together and relaxing the other 3 fingers. As you drop the Chin Mudra onto your lap, keep your back straight, close your eyes gently, chin parallel to the floor, and relax the body. We will start inhaling deeply to the count of 4 to 5 seconds, filling up the stomach like a balloon. And to the count of 8 to 10 seconds, we will contract the stomach and release the breath slowly. So your inhalations and exhalations are going to be in a very controlled manner. And the most important part, which is now, slowly, steadily start putting an end to all thoughts in the mind and move your mind's attention, focus onto your breathing. Observe your breathing, pay attention to the inhalation and exhalation, and shut out all thoughts in your mind. Let's begin and relax. Ganapataye Namaha. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. You may slowly relax your spine, drop your head down, chin slightly towards the chest, and stay there for a few minutes. Very gently, let us bring the palms together and rub them together, creating heat in the palms. Cup your eyes gently, feel the warmth. And then open your eyes, release and relax. So good evening once again, namaste and welcome to this full moon meditation session. My name is Dr. Kapil Kapadia. I'm based in Pune. I'm happy and grateful to have a large audience today, and it will be of great influence to make sure that you can benefit from this full moon session. So now, as we sit into the meditative pose, we are going to work on the chakras one at a time. We have 7 chakras in the body. We are going to start from the lowermost chakra and work our way up to the crown chakra. I will be talking briefly about every chakra, its importance, what it does, what its color is, give you a little bit of information about it. While we focus our attention on every chakra, try to balance it and then move our way up into the meditative and a deep phase of the entire meditation. So let's get started. Sitting comfortably once again into the cross-legged position. I would still recommend you, because now for the next 30 minutes at least, we are not going to move out of this position. If you are not used to sitting cross-legged, you can stand up right now, stretch your legs, stretch your arms, just give a nice stretch to your entire body, loosen up your limbs, and then sit down, because we are going to be seated uninterrupted for at least minimum 30 to 40 minutes. Alright, let's sit down comfortably into a cross-legged position, and once again the hands are going to be into the chin mudra, that is the tips of the thumb and the forefinger touched gently, while the other 3 fingers are comfortable, and you drop it onto your lap. Spine straight and relax the rest of the body. Close your eyes. Keep your eyeballs steady and your facial muscles calm. No physical discomfort anywhere. Absolutely calm and composed. As you sit here, you will completely eradicate and banish all thoughts from the mind, ensuring you have 0 thoughts. And how do you do that? You start focusing on your breathing. Once we start moving to the chakras, you will focus on the chakras. Gently inhale, filling up your stomach like a balloon. And slowly exhale as you contract your stomach and let out the breath slowly. Observe your breath with your mental eyes. Pay attention to the breathing, ensuring your mind is empty of all thoughts. We shall begin with the Muladhara Chakra or the root chakra, situated just below your tailbone at the end of the spine. Take your mind's attention towards that area and observe that area with your mental eyes. Pay attention to the tailbone and below the tailbone. That's where the Muladhara or the root chakra is situated. As the name suggests, this chakra deals with our existence, the basis of our foundation. If this chakra is out of balance, you will often experience feelings like questioning your own existence. You will always be in a quandary as to what direction your life is leading to. You will never be able to find those answers, or you will always be in a situation where you're lost, misdirected, misguided. These are some of the signs of the Muladhara chakra being completely out of balance. The Muladhara chakra is also the sthana of Lord Ganapati or Ganesha. So people whose aradhya or who invoke Lord Ganesha daily in their ritualistic prayers must focus their attention onto the Muladhara and pay greater attention to it. The Muladhara chakra deals with grounding, stability. May it be physical stability, financial stability, mental stability. It keeps us rooted to reality. That is why whenever there is a chakra balancing workshop or anything to do with balancing of the 7 chakras, you always begin with the root chakra or the Muladhara. So with your closed eyes, concentrate and observe the chakra. Keep your breathing normal and steady and stay put there for some time. As you pay attention to your Muladhara, resolve and manifest these positive thoughts in your mind that you will always strive to maintain an equilibrium in your life. You will have clarity of thought and direction in your life, and you will strive to achieve what you want in a very positive manner, feeling secure and stable at all points in time. With this, we will slowly move our direction and our focus up towards the 2nd chakra called the Swadhisthana or the sacral chakra. The Swadhisthana is located above your private parts and below the belly button, in between. It's the exact spot where women undergo the caesarean section. The sacral chakra is the seat of all energies, especially the sexual energy. Shiva Shakti, yin and the yang, negative, positive. Purushaha Prakruti, sun and the moon, Hatha, from where the term Hatha Yoga has come. Taking your mind's attention to the Swadhisthana below the belly button. Breathe in and breathe out in a controlled manner. When this chakra is imbalanced, we tend to indulge in excesses. It could be overeating, it could be overindulgence in sex, it could also be underindulgence or complete walking away from all of these needs of the body. As you sit there observing your Swadhisthana chakra, reinforce these positive thoughts in your mind. You are all people dealing in the worldly affairs, married into the Grihastha ashram. So you will maintain a balance with all your energies. You will neither give up, neither overindulge. Maintain a perfect balance with everything in and around you, including your sexual energy, including your thoughts, including your actions. With this, let's move up further to the third chakra, called as the Manipura chakra. The Manipura chakra is also known as the solar plexus in English, which is situated in the abdomen, the center of your belly button, the Nabhi. This is the chakra which is the root cause of most of our problems in life when it is imbalanced. Whatever you eat, whatever you think, whatever you behave, everything stems from this chakra. Imbalance of this chakra can lead to problems related to indigestion, constipation, anything and everything related to the digestion and the stomach related issues. People also indulge in overeating. All this is an imbalance of the Manipura or the solar plexus. Observing your solar plexus or the Manipura chakra positively reinforce these thoughts in your mind. I am a physical being with a mental intellect, and I will always strive to do things in the positive manner. I will stay away from negative situations and negative people and work towards my well-being and my concern in the right manner. From here we shall now move up to the other chakras. Now the first three chakras that we looked at, the Mooladhara or the root chakra, the Swadhisthana or the sacral chakra, and the Manipura or the solar plexus, are to do with physical needs and the physical capacity of your body. The rest of the four are called the higher chakras because they are to deal with intellect and superconsciousness and the mind. So let's move up further to the first of the four intellect related, which is the Anahata chakra or the heart, called the heart chakra. The Anahata chakra deals with emotions, obviously, because it is the heart chakra. Slowly take your all mind's attention towards the heart and feel your pulse rate. Observe your own heartbeat. When this chakra is imbalanced, it can lead to all negative acts and negative thoughts and emotions. Always have happy thoughts, positive thoughts. This chakra is also related very closely to the next one that we are going to deal with, because they go hand in hand. We'll talk about it in a bit. As you sit there comfortably observing your Anahata or the heart chakra, positively reinforce these thoughts. You will stay away from Lobha, Moha, Maya, Dvesha, Matsar. So in English, you will stay away from all the 7 sins and practice happy thoughts, positive reinforcements, and positive thoughts. From here, we shall now move up further to the next chakra, which is very well in tandem and connected to the heart chakra, called the throat chakra or the Vishuddha chakra. Take your mind's attention towards your Adam's apple or towards the center of your throat. The Vishuddha chakra is the seat of communication. When imbalanced, it can lead to issues related to throat problems, voice related problems. Whatever you think in the Anahata must match with whatever comes out as words through the Vishuddha. That is where the connection is. Positive thoughts, positive emotions, positive words, positive deeds. Take your mind's attention to the throat and positively reinforce these thoughts. I am a physical being who has been gifted with the power of communication and the power of speech. I will make the most of it in the positive manner. My thoughts will be clear, my speech will always have clarity, because they will match with the clarity of thoughts in my mind. I will always communicate what I want to communicate in the right manner, without any discrepancy, without any two sides to that story. With this, focus on the Vishuddha chakra. From here we shall now move up to the next chakra, which from a spiritual point of view is extremely important. It's the Ajna Chakra or the Anjana Chakra, or the third eye situated between your forehead, the pineal gland, is the same spot where women wear their bindis or kumkum. This is the seat of meditation and super consciousness. When the Kundalini Shakti rises from your perineum, that is even below the root chakra, and then starts rising up with excessive meditation, that's when the third eye opens and you develop a sixth sense and a powerful consciousness to be able to see and feel things that normal human beings will not be able to. When the pineal gland or the third eye is imbalanced, you will often have issues like headache, migraine, and anything and everything related to eyesight and headache issues. Here I would like to talk about another point. Whenever I teach yoga, especially to the young people who are students or preparing for any kind of a competitive examination, they often come back to me with a question saying that how do I focus and how do I concentrate? I am unable to focus and put my attention onto or latch my attention onto something that I am doing. So this is the exact chakra that you can utilize and activate to increase your power of concentration. And how do you do that? Well, you sit into any meditative posture, or you can also sit into a chair. However, you keep your spine straight. You close your eyes, and as you inhale, you start drawing an imaginary line from the left nostril to the third eye, and as you exhale, you will draw that imaginary line down from the third eye to the right nostril. So in other words, with every inhalation and exhalation, you will draw an inverted V between the two nostrils and the third eye. That will help you not only to put an end to all thoughts in the mind, however, it will also help you to focus, concentrate, and activate the chakra. You may do that right now. We shall now go up to the highest chakra and the final one called the crown chakra or the Sahasrara, situated a few inches above the head like a halo. The Sahasrara chakra is the seat of Samadhi. From extreme meditation and Samadhi, this is the point from where the soul escapes the body after death and during Samadhi. I don't talk about this chakra a lot in detail because none of you need this. You are in Grihastha Ashram in this world. You are not renouncing everything and going to a penance mode. You will not be sitting into jap and tap for years together. You don't want to attain Samadhi. So we are not going to indulge with a lot of details of this chakra. However, you should know this chakra is the ultimate aim of every person as per the Bhagavad Gita and the yoga philosophy. The Atman or the self strives entirely to unite with the Brahman, the supreme consciousness, and that happens when the soul escapes at the end of your life through the Sahasrara chakra or the crown chakra. Take your attention there and breathe in, breathe out gently, relaxing the body, keeping the spine straight. Keep on focusing on your breathing and relax. We shall now invoke Mahadeva Adi Yogi, the proponent and the main pursuer and the Lord of Yoga, Mahadeva. And then we'll move slowly and steadily towards the end of the session after that. We have tried to balance all our chakras in today's session. We have strived to achieve mental peace and harmony within the chakra and within the body. We shall now slowly exit the meditative pose as I walk you through the instructions. Very slowly and gently you can relax your spine, soften your back. Do not open your eyes as yet. After the session is over, I recommend you to drink lots of water. Refrain from being in very bright lights if you are not going to sleep immediately. And stay away from a lot of noise and music. I'm sure you will have a much peaceful and a better sleep compared to any other sleep that you've had so far. With that thought, bring the palms together, rub them together, creating heat in the palms. Cup your eyes gently, feel the warmth, and slowly open your eyes and relax. Do join me for every new moon and full moon session every month. I'm glad to be associated with Fume, who gave me this opportunity to walk you through this session today. I'm grateful and thank you to Team Fume and to all of you for having graced this meditative session. I wish you all a very peaceful night and a good night. We shall end by the Shankhanad, a very positive reaffirmation of all the energies in the Charachar Mandala. Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. Hari Om Tat Sat.